Hello, so today I'll be rating movie scenes in physics perspectives. So, all the scenes are from the movie The Day After Tomorrow. And for the first scene that I'm going to rate is the scene where there's a tsunami and later on it froze. And this scene relates to the physics concept about heat and temperature and thermodynamics. To rate the movie scene, I need to do a scientific process, and that is first I ask a question: is this scene scientifically possible? And then I answered yes, because with high energy used, it is possible for the whole city that is first covered in water can be covered in ice. And second, I need to do a background research on what physics concepts that are violated, and that is heat and temperature and thermodynamics. And then third, I construct a hypothesis, and that is if the city that is covered in water uses high energy, it is possible for it to freeze to ice. And then fourth, I test the hypothesis by doing a calculation, and that's my calculation. And the last process is to analyze the data and draw a conclusion. And based on the calculation I've done, it can be seen that to freeze a 21 degrees Celsius water into negative 101.11 degrees Celsius needs about 1 times 10 to the power of 9 joules, approximately, of energy. This scene is possible because in Earth itself, the coldest temperature is about negative 273.15 degrees Celsius, which is lower than the temperature in the scene, and to freeze it needs more energy. So the overall scene rating is PGP 13 because children under 13 might be tricked into thinking the physics were pretty good. Therefore, parental guidance is suggested. And for the second scene is that the tsunami water is about to hit the people right there, but the people escaped. And this scene relates to the physics concept about wave and sound. So to to rate the scene, I need to do a scientific process, and that is first I need to ask the question: is this scene scientifically possible? And I answered no, because the deepness of the tsunami water with a high speed of waves is nearly impossible for someone to escape from this. And second, I need to do a background research in what physics concepts that are violated, and that is wave. And then third, I construct a hypothesis, and that is if the tsunami water is deep and is moving in a fast speed, then it is unlikely for someone to outrun the tsunami and survive. So the next process is to test the hypotheses, which is done in calculation, and that's my calculation. And then fifth is to analyze the data and draw a conclusion. So, based on the calculation I've done, it can be seen that the 20-meter deep tsunami that happens in the movie has a speed of 14 meters per second, and it is also seen that in the scene that the people are running on water. And if the average speed of a person walking on land is 19.3 meters per second, and the speed of a person walking on a flood is a third of that speed, which is 6.43 meters per second, and this means that the tsunami is moving faster than how humans can run, which means that it is unlikely for someone to survive this tsunami. So the overall scene rating is PGP 13 because children under 13 might be tricked into thinking the physics were pretty good. Therefore, parental guidance is suggested. And for the third scene I'm going to rate is the scene when there is a ship crossing over the flooded water. And so to rate the scene, I need to do a scientific process, and that is first I need to ask a question: is a scene scientifically possible? And then I answered yes, because with the buoyant force of the ship being stronger than the gravitational force, the ship will float. And second, I need to do a background research in what physics concepts are violated, and that is fluid mechanics. And third, I need to construct a hypothesis, and that is if the buoyant force of the ship being bigger than the gravitational force, then the ship will float. And then fourth, I need to test a hypothesis by doing a calculation. And that's my calculation. And fifth, I need to analyze data and draw a conclusion. And based on the calculations I've done, it can be seen that the buoyant force of the ship is bigger with 980 million newtons, and then the gravitational force being 100 million newtons, which means that the ship floats, which also means that this scene is possible. So to rate this overall scene, I rated PGP, which is pretty good physics, and there are just enough flaws to be fun. So that is it for my scene ratings in physics perspectives. Thank you.